All right, in this lesson, we're going to talk about some basics when it comes to recording journal entries for revenue and expense type of accounts. And then in the future lessons here, we're really going to show you how we do the journal entries for them. So these are kind of some of the tips and tricks as we go into doing journal entries for revenue and expense type of entries. So let's talk about what we already know. So we already know that in income statement journal entries, we are dealing with revenues and expenses. That's what we're concerned with. So when we look at our expanded equation, we don't necessarily care too much about dividends, assets, liabilities, and owner's capital. Okay, and so assets and liabilities and owner capital, we covered kind of in the previous section. In this section, we'll cover expenses and revenues, and dividends will cover kind of little bit here because dividends kind of work like expenses. Now, remember, a dividend is not an expense, but the way that we prepare the journal entry is very much like an expense. So we don't do a direct focus on dividends, but if you think about how dividends and expense work, they almost work exactly the same, okay? We also know that when we talk about debits and credits, we can use the expanded equation to help us identify the key to solving for a journal entry. So we know that if we draw a line right down the middle of this expanded equation, the things on the left, so the dividends, expense, and assets, if those accounts that we are dealing with are one of those three, and one of those three increases in nature, we are going to debit the account. Now, if one of those three components represents the accounts that we're dealing with and it decreases in nature, we're going to do the opposite of a debit. We are going to do a credit. So we're going to credit the account. So if an asset goes down, we will credit the account. If an asset goes up, we would debit the account. Now, specifically for the income statement, we're talking about expenses. So if the expense goes up, so we have more expenses, we're going to debit the expense account. If we have less expenses, technically we will credit the account, but I can tell you for the vast majority of what you're going to be doing here, you will never really credit an expense account. Now, there are some instances later on that we might discuss and talk about, but in this instance, typically most of the times when we're dealing with an actual expense, we are going to debit the account. Okay, so that's kind of how we deal with that. All right, so if it's on the right side of the account, like a revenue, and it increases in nature, we are going to credit that account. And that's what we're going to do most of the time because revenues go up. Revenues don't necessarily go down. The only time that a revenue goes down would be a return, okay? So we're not talking about trend analysis, right? We're not saying that revenues are down for the year. We're going to debit the account, right? So decrease, debit, okay? What we're really talking about is as we have revenues, we are going to credit because it's increasing, like a scoreboard, it's increasing. And then if we have returns, then technically we would debit the revenue account. But we will discuss that later on because we have a total different way of dealing with returns, okay? So on the right side, if it increases, we're going to credit. We probably won't do a decrease or a debit, just like we wouldn't do a decrease or credit on the expense side. So that's what we know about journal entries and debits and credits. Now, when we are thinking of revenues and expenses, I want you to think about them as a scoreboard. So as we incur more revenues, more expenses, we increase the scoreboard. So typically we're increasing those accounts as we incur them through transaction analysis. Now, as companies make money from selling goods or services, they're incurring more revenue. Therefore, the revenue counts goes up like a scoreboard. So increases in revenues are credits based on our key for our expanded equation in debits and credits. The more sales, the higher the score goes up. Revenues accounts typically do not decrease, and for now, they typically do not decrease. Now, when we talk about expense accounts, as the company incurs expenses, the expense accounts goes up like a scoreboard because we're incurring more. The more expenses a company incurs, the higher the score goes up. Expense accounts typically do not decrease for now, so we don't decrease expenses. So those are things to think about when we're talking about revenues and expenses. The one point that students often get confused here is when they think of expenses, they're thinking about down. And the reason why they're thinking about down is not confusing too much, the reason why they're thinking about down is because that would decrease your cash flows, decrease your income. And that's a valid kind of explanation of understanding why you would decrease expenses. But again, it's a scoreboard, so we're increasing because we want a tally of all the expenses that we are incurring. So that's kind of the biggest mistake I kind of see with students when it comes to the expense accounts and journal entries. Remember, when we incur revenues or expenses, we treat it as a scoreboard. We increase either account as we incur them. Since revenues and expenses are on different sides of the expanded equation, both are treated differently from a journal entry. So both of them can increase because the expense is going to be debited, the credit's going to be the revenue is going to be credited at the end of the day. So those are the basic just understandings of journal entries for an income statement. In the next few lessons, we're actually going to go through journal entries. But again, I wanted you to have this as a refresher to maybe the last section when you had to do journal entries and a reminder of how we do that. In the next lessons, we're going to actually go through examples associated with revenue and expense type transactions. So with that, we'll see you in the next lesson. Hey guys, it is Patrick. Don't forget to press the like button and share this video with someone who could get a lot of use from watching this lesson, like maybe a classmate or maybe a friend or maybe just a parent, just because you wanted to share this video because you're very excited about what you saw. Share it with someone. And if you want to help us grow and help us make sure that we put the very best in accounting topics out on YouTube, make sure you press the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. That way you're alerted every time we post videos to this channel. Now, I do this with every one of my classes at the end of class. What did you learn from this lesson? Put that in the comment section below and I'll respond to you on what you got out of this video. So hope you enjoyed this video and we will see you in the next lesson.